We're live. We're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast, coming to you live. I like saying that. It's fun to say that. If you're listening to this on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, or SoundCloud, please go and leave a 5-star review. I appreciate the reviews so much. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Cushy Dreams. They are my go-to for all things CBD related. They have helped me so much handle my stress throughout this pandemic over the last year and a half or so. I want to talk to you guys about Cushy Dreams. They offer a full lineup of premium smokable CBD. They specialize in extraordinary CBD-rich hemp flower, aka bud, in cans and pre-roll CBD joints. Looks, feels, smells like marijuana, like the real deal, but it's not going to get you high. You can enjoy all the health benefits of CBD without getting high. There's under 0.3% THC in all of these things here. It's cannabis that ships directly to you. It's legal in all 50 states. Join the men and women who are sick of vapes and gummies and want to smoke their CBD. They take the artisan approach. Every run is in a small batch. 100% hand trimmed, never machine trimmed. They do independent lab tests to show compliance and purity and are posted on their website. Each batch is slow cured for 2 to 4 weeks to guarantee maximum freshness and preserve flavor and cannabinoids. And best of all, it's grown here in the USA. Cushy Dreams has CBD flower and pre-rolls in specific indica sativa blends like Energy, Hustle, Relax, Create, Dreams. So whatever you want to do with your day, Cushy Dreams has you covered. Go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com and use promo code CMP. You're going to get 20% off every order. How exciting, boys and girls. Quick shout out to all my stand-up gigs. All of them. I'm going to be back on the Jersey Shore at Uncle Vinny's for Comedians of the Compound July 17th. And then I'll be at Jenks right on the boardwalk there in Point Pleasant Beach July 20th. And then I'm going to be in New Orleans August 13th and 14th. And then back in Vegas for Comedians of the Compound September 10th and 11th. And then Hyenas in Dallas September 17th and 18th. A lot of these tickets have gone up on my website, but if they're not up there, just sit tight, boys and girls. I'm going to try to get these links up as soon as they're available. Okay, guys, I'm so excited to have this guy on the pod today. You may have seen him on Friday Night Tights. You may have seen him, you may know him from Geeks and Gamers, or his own YouTube, RKOutpost. So excited to have him here. Ryan Kinel, or am I saying it wrong already?
Wait, you're saying it wrong. I think you learned from Gary, who pronounced your name wrong on Friday Night Tights. No, it's Ryan Kinel. That's okay. That's all right. Gary gets it wrong too. And according to lore, he's my internet dad. So not even he can get it right. So you shouldn't feel too bad about it.
Gary is my internet dad as well. Like, he just is a wise, and I don't know, it's probably the beard. I would say it's mostly the beard.
Probably. A lot of people have been talking because I recently shaved. I had the beard for like a year and I was like, you know what? Fresh start. So we're going to grow it back and everybody can experience the growth together. But yeah, so I am missing it though. I am missing the beard because I did feel wise. I felt more powerful and more wise. And now I don't know, kind of sucks. Kind of feel like I belong in California now. Wow. I felt like I was really with the beard. I was like, man, I just feel like Texas all over me.
Yeah, now, who's that like biblical character who he lost all of his strength?
Samson.
It was Samson when he shaved off his beard. Probably because all his friends were like, you look like a cuck. No, I'm sure Samson did not have to endure. But you do have a little bit of a baby face, Ryan. So
I know. I legitimately get carded effectively anytime I go out to get a drink when I don't have the beard. So it is what it is.
Do you still get carded?
All the time. I'm 32 and I get carded everywhere. So
wow.
That's whatever. I'm sure I'll be happy with that. 40, like when I'm 45 or 50, I'll be happy.
I get carded when I go and buy White Claws or like Trulies before my Monday show, Wet Spot. I'll always go into like a Dwayne Reed and I will like just buy a 12-pack of Trulies because usually I'm like, I'm having girls or porn stars or comedians in and I feel like those are just they're easy going down. But I always get carded in the Dwayne Reed because I'm always just buying like a carton of White Claws or Trulies and nothing else, which is I've been told is like a telltale sign of you're buying that for possibly an underage person. It's
there's just kids outside like looking in, waiting for you to bring it to them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna walk you out and make sure you're not going to give this to a child. But then again, there was a video of this guy that was in a drugstore just he was doing his own little trick or treating. Had a big old garbage bag. Nobody stopped him. He drove his bike in there.
That's it. Oh, in San Francisco, right? Where they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Where they're just like not allowed to touch anything. The one cop like tried to be smooth. Like what a real badass I'm going to try to snatch the bag out of his hand, but I can't actually touch him. Can't actually stop him. What a shithole. California in general, but specifically places like LA and San Francisco.
And is that where you live right now?
I'm in San Diego.
Okay.
So I've been in San Diego for like 4 years. I'm working my way out though. So that's good. I've only got a couple months left here, then I'm fucking gone. So
where are you hoping to go?
I was looking at Texas for a long time, and I thought like almost for sure I was going to Texas. But with the job opportunities I'm looking at, it might be Orlando, Florida.
Ooh.
So
are you going to be maybe a mascot character or maybe work for Disneyland?
Yeah, well, I was going to wait to actually break the news, but yeah, I've been hired to play Peter Pan. Once I shaved, they were like, definitely Peter Pan. So I'm going to walk around signing socially distant autographs somehow in Disney World. So
put a pen on a stick, and then you're just sort of making like random slices. Like, that doesn't look like Peter Pan. Sorry.
There's been a lot of people. I think there's been people advocating for socially distant Disney characters for quite a while. It would really help with all the sex offenders that they have working there.
God,
fit within those rules. But
you could definitely
a nice positive thing.
You could definitely do Peter Pan cosplay. I'm sure, like maybe I don't know if that's something you want to do with your significant other. Maybe I'm just planting a seed of something for you to do later. I don't know.
It feels kind of weird to be like, hey, I'm a little boy. I don't know.
God,
I don't think that would work very well, but you never know. I'm not here to kink shame.
I am definitely.
I'm just here to arrest people if they take it too far.
Oh, wow. We got a super chat already from Storyman Jack. Here's to a great conversation. Well, wow. The bar has been set very high already. All right. So we at least have to have a $5 conversation. All right. I think I can do that. I think I'm not gonna make any promises. But
shout
Ryan,
out Storyman Jack, awesome dude. So
yeah, you know him?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I want to know, Ryan, your YouTube channel is really incredible. You've got I don't know if you know this, over 14 million views on your YouTube channel. Pretty kick-ass.
That is impressive. I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm not a size queen, but I am impressed by that.
Yeah, I think the people that say it doesn't matter, you're just fucking lying to yourself. It matters, all right. But yeah, 14 million. Yeah, I'm closing in on 69,000 subscribers. So, that's a big milestone too.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Yeah, I've been going, the channel's almost 2 years old. I've been going at it for about 2 years. It's kind of a weird way I got into it. I was sitting here, I'm a big Star Wars fan, if you can't tell by all this nerd shit behind me.
I'm just a semi, like, this is what I'm working with. I have a couple of, I have a porg and I have a couple of baby Yodas. It's not impressive. I'm working on it though.
No, it's not impressive. A fucking porg and baby Yodas.
No.
I'm a noted baby Yoda hater too. I have been baby Yoda hater since day one because, Chrissy, the reason he was created is to
sell toys.
Yes, is to get you to wear a shirt like that, even though you don't fucking care about the show.
Okay, this was a gift. I do care about the show. I care about the Mandalorian. I care about Baby Yoda. But yeah, he was made to sell toys.
He was made to sell toys, and it worked perfectly. It worked better than they thought, or else I think they may have been more ready to actually sell toys instead of just all the people in China making knockoffs. But I'm a big Star Wars fan. I was really got into YouTube in the lead up to The Last Jedi because I was someone who didn't like Force Awakens. I was out on Disney Star Wars. I had all this Star Wars that I had been reading and consuming way before, all these great stories, and they boom, smash it out of existence, says that's no longer canon. We just want a fresh slate for Disney Star Wars. Hated Force Awakens. Heard some people talking about it the lead up to Last Jedi. That obviously blew up. If anyone watched YouTube, if you made like The Last Jedi sucks video, it did awesome because everyone hated The Last Jedi. And then I went to a fan meetup with Gary and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and it was in San Diego for Comic-Con. And
when was that?
That was like July of 2019.
Oh,
July
wow.
2019. And I talked to them and we had a great conversation. Both of them independently came up to me and were like, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. I was like, really? I mean, I'll think about it. And then Jeremy, for some reason, said, you should start a YouTube channel. And if you do, let me know because I want to bring you on board.
Wow.
So that to me was crazy because I'd never done anything like that. And this is a guy, who, I mean, until I got to know him, I used to respect him, but
used to respect him.
Yeah.
Not so much.
But no, Jeremy's an awesome dude. And he gave me this great opportunity and I became part of Geeks and Gamers and I started my own channel and now it's just kind of taken off. And I also run Sports Wars, which is a part of Geeks and Gamers. That's over 100,000 subs now. So
wow.
It's just, I don't know, just jumped all in with both feet.
What made you feel at first that you shouldn't do a YouTube channel? Did you feel like, oh, I'm not,
I had never even thought about it. You know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, it's just something I listen to because I mean, I have a full-time job already. And I don't really talk about like that on, online, but this is like my second thing. This isn't my full-time job at all. So I didn't really think about it. It was just kind of entertainment. And I was like, maybe I do have something worth putting out there. Maybe my voice could make a difference or could matter to some people. And I regret not doing it earlier, but I'm glad that I stepped in.
And was Jeremy and was his channel, or did he give you a lot of like inspiration for how your YouTube channel should be? Like who, or was it maybe, were you looking to maybe like Jeremy at the quartering to be like, okay, were you looking at more established channels and trying to maybe model yours after it?
I think everybody does that. Like you're kind of emulate whatever you watch a little bit. But it's, it's never just one person. It's always like, I look at what Jeremy's done with kind of the team aspect that we have at Geeks and Gamers with a lot of different personalities. And he's trying to kind of emulate in a way what Barstool Sports did, when they started to get big and really branch out into all these different areas and all the personalities, which really makes it cool. Because it's not like Barstool Sports has the best sports minds in the world or something. No, people are going there because it's funny, it's entertaining, it's normal people. And that's kind of what he's trying to do as well. So you look at that, Jeremy from the Quartering is a guy who literally just took the YouTube algorithm and made it his bitch by pounding out 8 videos a day.
That's such a high compliment. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. And then you have someone like Gary, who in our world is just kind of like the live stream king. He really is. He puts, who put maybe 1 or 2 videos out a week that are really high quality and really well researched that do crazy numbers. And then he does live streams, which he has this way of very much like old school radio. That's what people are tuning into Gary for his like solo streams for, because he can sit there and he can just speak for 3 hours. He doesn't get super amped up and like super raged out like I do a lot of the time, but he's just talking and he's telling his story and he's using all the things that he's seen. So you kind of just see all those things and you say, how can I do it with what I do best? And to me, I'm not really one of those calm talking people. I'm kind of I get amped up about stuff. That's who I am. That's what I do. So I just decided to kind of take that and run with it.
Yeah, like speaking of rage, like what does get you amped up in your like couple years of just you're saying you like to cover fandom and communities, Star Wars, comics, entertainment. What are you finding gets you most fired up?
What makes me a rage? So what you're asking, like a Dick Masterson
trying
question.
To channel it. Yeah.
What makes me a rage? A lot of things. I get set off by anything like drive-throughs. We're going to talk about this. It's not even about YouTube. This is about in general. This is how our life works. Drive-throughs. I see all this push for $15 an hour, all this stuff. It's like, you know what? If you're talented enough to make that money at the drive-through window, then do it. But why? Every time I go to fucking Taco Bell, do you get my order wrong? Why? Every time I go there, I get a beefy 5-layer burrito, and it's literally 5 layers distributed throughout the burrito. I get 1 bite of sour cream, 1 bite of beef, 1 bite of cheese. If you want $15 an hour, you gotta put in the effort. So drive-throughs make me a rage.
Would you sometimes get 7 layers or 5 layers, or it just was not up to par?
It's just not up to par. It's always wrong. And they always give me the wrong sauce. Another thing that makes me a rage, completely unrelated to YouTube, fucking paper straws.
Oh God, what is the point? You know what I noticed that Juice Generation did? Like they were an early adapter of the paper straw. They would have these black paper straws, and then I noticed very secretly, very silently, they transitioned back to plastic straws, but they transitioned to now black plastic straws so that
Sending
it's
a
not
message.
as noticeable that they back their asses out of there.
Oh, maybe it's a virtue signal. Maybe they debuted them in February. Maybe they do rainbow ones for June. But paper straws drive me fucking insane because I don't understand why we need them. Like they come in like plastic wrappers. They're probably shipped in like a styrofoam thing. It's stupid. You can't get through an entire drink without it disintegrating on you. And I can tell you personally, I have never thrown one of my straws into the ocean. So that dumb turtle that is for some reason sticking straws up his nose, it wasn't my fault. So why am I being punished?
Well, I guess the argument is that like, yeah, like they end up in the ocean, but like shouldn't then we be talking to the people who are in charge of like moving the trash around and not like you and I just putting our straws in the regular trash? I don't
China
know.
throws like cars in the ocean. Like they literally do. They throw people there. They throw everything in the ocean. So it doesn't even matter what we do. When it comes to YouTube, I think one thing that makes me a rage in YouTube is when you see things that are like old news that one like big person tweets about it and makes a video, and all of a sudden everyone talks about it again, even though it's not new, even though it's something that's been out there all the time, even though it's something that we've known for a long time. That kind of drives me nuts because I want, like, of course we're all baiting clicks to some extent. Like that's the game, right? You want to have a good thumbnail, you want to have something, but you want to be honest with everyone. And so for me, when I see like old news get recycled, it's like I talked about, yeah, I guess I could make a video and talk about that again, but it's not new news. I just talked about this 3 months ago. And that can get a little frustrating for me, especially when we get this like dog shit, like access media people that run articles that mean nothing just to generate outrage. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the BuzzFeeds or like it could be anybody.
Yeah, I mean, BuzzFeed, Vice, when you talk about gaming, you could talk about like Kotaku or Polygon, where they'll literally, I think because they're so irrelevant, they're dying. You know, like they really are. The traditional, it's funny because that's what killed newspapers. And now these online sites are dying because they're just completely identity politics driven, woke ideology, and people don't want it anymore. So what they do now, I think they will just write articles to get rage clicks from us who are like, look at how stupid this is, and like sharing it around. Look at how stupid these people at Kotaku or Polygon or Vice are. And they share it around. They get ad revenue, even though everyone thinks they're a joke.
I wonder if an example of that is like when the news was coming out, like for the new Loki show, and they're like, oh, it's proven, Loki's gender fluid. And then it's like, well, I've seen like, what was it? I think only 2 episodes are out so far. It's like, I've seen them and I don't know. I'm not the biggest like nerd. I don't like know all there is to know, but like, I don't think he's trying to be gender fluid. I feel like they're forcing it to be to fit this narrative so that they can write articles that say Loki's gender fluid. Like, this is a big win for the community.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And what people will fall back on is it's like, well, there was this comic run this few times in the comics where Loki has appeared as a female. And traditionally Loki is a shapeshifter and things like that. So it kind of makes sense, but 99.9% of the time, we know that's not the Loki that people are used to. So when they pull this switcheroo, that's one thing. It's another thing to have this like promo art where Loki's little identification card says gender fluid on there. Like that's bullshit.
Oh God,
you know what I mean?
Right? Because it wouldn't have said that. It would have been like question mark.
It would have been male. That would have been it because he doesn't even know about this other variant. He's completely unaware. It doesn't make any sense to him that there's this female variant. Our Loki is fucking male. Bottom line. But they're trying to do this thing to virtue signal to win these points. And it's this phase of Marvel, this phase of the MCU is dead on arrival, in my opinion. They're lucky all this stuff's on Disney Plus and they can hide behind the streaming, the streaming access. So we don't know what the actual numbers are.
That's what happens. The streaming access like doesn't make the numbers private. I mean, doesn't make the numbers public or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is okay about it. Netflix will put some numbers out there, but it's way different than like, Batwoman, right? Batwoman or like Tucker Carlson, right? You can see those ratings because we have a system. We have a Nielsen rating system that's been that way for a long, long time. We don't have that for these streaming because it's like their inside numbers. So there are some people, they're like third-party apps that are on some smart TVs. If you have that app and it tracks someone watching it, they can do that. But that's not all TVs. It's not a really good system. So we don't know what the actual numbers for these things are. And that's good for them because they can hide it.
And they probably know that. Oh, shout out / super sticker. Roger H. Man of mystery. Man of few words. Thanks for the sticker. I'm trying to like go through and see if I'm missing any questions for you in here. Yeah, I mean, I just felt like with Loki, like, right, he wasn't even aware of his female form, but it's like if he was aware of switching, it would be to like elude someone or to trick somebody. And isn't that not the message that the LGBT community, like, they're not trying to trick somebody? Like, that's how people end up getting killed at the nightclubs. I don't know.
And we all know how this is going to happen too. It's going to turn out that the time agency or the time bureau, I forget what it's called now because I'm so disengaged.
Oh, the time controllers, the sacred timeline.
Yeah, like they're going to be the bad guys, right? They're going to be the evil people, and it's going to turn out that female Loki is really just a good person, right? Because it's a woman and it's Marvel. That's kind of where I think the show's going to go. And it's trash.
Do you think she left the door open on purpose at the end of the?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
She wanted him to come with her. She wanted to help save him because he's just a toxic male. He doesn't know any better. He's just working for these other people. So
behind every male Loki is a female Loki.
Yes, with a strap on.
Or two in the shape of horns.
That's what they're for.
Benny Canuck. Ryan loves LeBron James. Confirmed.
That's a goddamn lie, Benny Canuck, and you know it. No, I despise LeBron James, and he knows it. That's why he's telling me that. We talk about LeBron James a lot on our sports channel because he is someone who is like a fake intellectual and who is somehow put in this position of authority over a community, and people like look up to him for something when they should not. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He literally put a target on a police officer's back.
Oh God, I remember that. Yikes, yeah. That was bad. That was a real, I mean, I don't know. I feel like to me, he seems like somebody who's kind of like bought by the whoever's in charge, like he seems kind of spoken for.
The CCP, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes. Our new overlords, yeah.
Well, he's a guy, I think it's so much of the time when we're talking about whether it's Hollywood or entertainment or whatever and things that have happened, it's kind of about the double standards that exist. When you look at Gina Carano and the things she said that there was no problem with them, but there was something tweeting out a comparison of things that happened in World War II, right? That was it. Whereas Pedro Pascal literally called half of America Nazis. That's what he did. I don't know if I could say that on his channel. Oh my God.
Sure. Why not?
But he said that, right? He tweeted that out. He doubled down on it when asked, saying that MAGA hats are equivalent to the Yahtzee flag.
Who is Pedro? Wait, who is he?
He's the Mandalorian.
Oh, he is the Mandalorian. Okay.
Yes.
Now it's all coming back.
You only see his face like twice or whatever.
Right. And didn't he want his face to be more visible so he could, like, I don't know, get more money?
I would. I mean,
I don't want to waste all this. Yeah.
I kind of understand that perspective because for instance, he is the lead in Disney Plus's biggest show, right? The Mandalorian. You don't even know who he is. Like you're like, who is that guy? That's where he's coming from. He's thinking, I'm a part of this. You should show my face more, all of these things. And so for him to say something like that, no problem. No one comes out from Disney and like publicly does anything. And then for Gina Carano to be fired, that's bullshit. If it's going to be one rule, it's got to be applied the same way. And when you look at these hypocritical people like LeBron James, who says, if I see something I have to stand up and say something. I'm not going to just shut up and dribble. I'm going to talk about it. But then he goes to China and is asked about Hong Kong, and he shuts up and dribbles. He doesn't say anything. And in fact, he blasts other people who make statements about it. That's the kind of hypocrisy that we got to call out. So
in a way, right, because I'm sure people could compare Gina to LeBron and be like, well, they're both standing up for what they believe in.
Yeah. And it's so, that to me is, I don't have a problem with companies having rules, because all companies are going to have different rules. But if you're going to apply them to one person, you have to apply them across the board, regardless of your ideology or who you voted for, because that's disgusting.
Yeah. I wonder if they came out with like a baby Mandalorian and then those toys really popped and sold. Pedro would be like, nah, not again.
A baby. See, there are people that'll buy that. There are people that'll buy that. Not me, but there are people that'll buy that.
That's just a regular baby. Or like a tiny little baby helmet.
Just a baby in a diaper with a helmet on?
Yeah, just a baby in like a regular, and the stroller has like the rocket boosters on it. I don't know. Clearly, that's not a great idea. Okay, so we know what fills you with rage. I mean, is it more fun to write about stuff that pisses you off? Are there equal amounts of things that get you excited to talk about?
So I think that people like when you're pissed off more in general. I think the YouTube algorithm is kind of geared towards that. And funnily enough, I think that YouTube does something like specifically to make you mad. I swear, you get the updates from the YouTube app where, like, when someone comments on one of your videos, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you get a push notification.
Oh yeah, I get the emails every time.
So, like, for me, I have the push notifications that come on. It's not for every comment, not even close, right? It's just like a random comment. Well, I get a push notification about it on one of my videos. And it is never, great video, I really love this take. Or, thanks for this video, Ryan. Appreciate you. Oh, just subscribe. You're awesome. No, it's, you fucking suck. You're an ist, you're a phobe, you're a whatever. You don't know anything about Star Wars. It is always negative stuff that gets the push notifications. I think because they know that gets a reaction out of people.
I mean, I get mostly positive comments.
Well, fuck you then. I don't know. That completely demolished my argument.
No, I definitely do. And I read them all. And they all affect me. And I'm not going to lie. Yeah. And then I'll be hung up on the one negative one or the two negative ones instead of like the dozens of positive comments. I'm like, I got to change their mind. I got to write a sassy reply at 2 a.m.
I have to ignore all these people that are supporting me and focus on this one loser. And that's like your psychology. It's like natural. You know, you're going to ignore the 99% likes and think about the downvotes. So I think YouTube wants you to do that because I think they know that's human nature. As far as things that do get me excited, again, I'm a big fan of the Star Wars expanded universe. That's what it was all referred to. Everything outside of the movies. So like all the video games, all the books, all the comic books that ran from 1977 all the way up until 2012 when Disney bought Star Wars. And then 2014 where they said all the shit that you've been buying and reading and like devoting literally hundreds of hours to, that's not canon anymore. Screw that. We want our clean slate for our own thing. So like recently, I'll give an example. There was an old book that never got released called Heart of the Jedi that somebody did a bootleg copy. Yeah, I've got a copy of it here. They did a bootleg copy and put it up on Amazon. Here it is. Heart of the Jedi. They literally took a PDF file and they made it into a paperback and they sold it on Amazon. Bootleg copy, not endorsed by Lucasfilm, not approved by Lucasfilm, got taken down, in fact, after a few days. This book was outselling all Disney Star Wars books on May the 4th.
Whoa, why? What do you think that was?
Because people have a demand for these stories. You know what I mean? Because this is Han and Leia and Luke the way that they should be portrayed, not the way that Disney did it. And there's just a hunger for it. And that's something that made me incredibly happy to see, was there's still that demand for these stories out there. I don't think anyone at Lucas, well, they're paying attention. They saw it for sure. They had a takedown notice on it. But I don't think it'll change anything they're doing. But things like that, little victories like that do make me happy and encouraged. Or whenever we do something or we make videos about something and it seems like a change may have happened because of that, because of the attention we brought it, those are things that I truly do find that like rewarding and fulfilling. And I don't know if I'd say happy, because I don't know if I'm really ever happy.
You're never happy.
Yeah, but
my work is never done.
Exactly.
So that book was entirely independently like put together and published.
So this book was written, they commissioned it in like 1991, 92. And it got written, but it just never got published. It never went through the full editing process. So it got discovered in like 2014 or 2015, and someone finished editing it, and they put it up as a PDF on like StarWarsTimeline.net or something for free. They tried making it a book one time. It didn't go over well. Like they only got like 100 copies sold before it got taken down. But then several years later, some random person gets a hold of PDF, formats it for paper book or for paperback, and sells thousands and thousands of copies, beating all Disney Star Wars books.
Is it then, can he get sued because he is, I mean, isn't that copyrighted?
So kind of, yeah. And the way that the person put it up on Amazon, they did it at cost, right? So they didn't actually make any money from it. The cost only went to cover the actual production costs of the book. So that's a way that I don't think that they could actually like come after you for any damages necessarily. But yeah, I mean, the cover says Star Wars. It's a picture of their characters for sure. So Disney shut it down, which you knew they would, of course they would, but it's just funny about how it went. And the fact that this book's like sitting there number 3 in science fiction.
Damn.
Ahead of all these recent released Star Wars books. It's hilarious.
Wasn't there a fan who made like a fan version, like a video for Star Wars, and then it was taken down, but it was like really, really good? Gosh,
yeah, that happens a lot. You know, Star Wars Theory made his fan film, and there was a bunch of copyright issues with that. But that's the whole thing. You have to do it and not make any money. You know, that's when you do these kinds of things. That's the whole. I guess the entire bottom line is that if you're going to do these things, it has to be at no profit, nothing like that. You have to front the money yourself and everything. That's what I've learned from it, at least.
Just don't make any money. Just like a career in comedy. Wee! Hey. Benny Canuck says, Chrissy, Ryan doesn't eat his cereal with milk in it. He can't be trusted. Change my mind. You can't. You're a dry boy? You eat dry cereal?
That is a very simplistic answer. That's not exactly what I do. What I do is I hate soggy cereal with a passion.
Yeah.
Despise it.
Everyone hates that.
Everyone does. And I've come up with a solution, and everyone's fucking upset about it. Like I don't get it. I have
like a tiered bowl.
I've seen those. Those are really cool. But I have my cereal and I have a glass of milk. So I take a bite or two of cereal and then I take a drink of milk. It's perfect.
Oh,
it's perfect.
No, I thought you were going to say you pour in like a little bit of milk at a time, eat the cereal in the middle, and then the dry boys fall in the middle, and then you put more milk in it.
No. I keep them separate, and then I combine them in my mouth.
Wow. So your mouth is the bowl.
My mouth is the bowl. Exactly. That's what mouths are for. I don't get it. So everyone has a big problem with it.
Wow.
Try it first. I'm telling you.
Do you swish the cereal around?
No, I don't swish.
Okay.
I don't even let it sit there. I guess I could just like let it sit there for a second. But no.
That's a strange tactic there. But, I'm not going to hate on it. Oh, Sean McMullen. Thank you for the super sticker. I guess with super stickers, you can't write comments.
Yeah, you can't. It's just a sticker. It's a poop emoji.
I can't even see the stickers. Maybe that's like you can only see it on YouTube and not StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard hasn't like incorporated it yet. Yeah, Roger H is with a thumbs up. Roger H always with a thumbs up super sticker.
Okay. Do you feel like since Disney took over Star Wars, do you feel like the wokeification is the biggest problem, or do you feel like it's them, what you said before, like, oh, everything you think is established, yeah, that's gone. We're just wiping it all clean and saying what we want?
I think it's both, you know. It's a combination. When you look at, we talked about The Last Jedi a little bit. A movie like that has problems beyond just identity politics, you know, but I think a lot of it is kind of rooted in there with the idea that we want to tear these heroes down to promote our young female, our young Black, and our young Hispanic lead characters. You know what I mean? And it's like we have to like take these people down a notch to show you how good they are. So I think it's more than just, you know, the wokeification of Hollywood. It's about, I think, storytellers that just aren't creative anymore. I don't know if it's because they're not willing to take risks. I don't know if it's because they are so legitimately in this bubble that they feel like that's something they have to do. It's certain that it's all ramped up after 2016. Like,
yeah,
2016, once they like their world collapsed when Trump won, regardless of how you feel about the guy, when their world collapsed when Trump won, they doubled down. It's like, it's our responsibility as influencers to make sure nothing like this happens. And it just got forced into everything.
Like the degree to which these companies, these groups, even individuals, like do not want to be associated with Trump are the degree to which they run towards, virtue signaling and woking up their stuff. Wake up. That's interesting because I'm just thinking back to like Loki. There was a secure, and it's like, how do I say this without saying race, without seeming racist? Like there's this character of this like security guard, and her job is to kind of like, you know, keep Loki in line, I guess. But she's a security guard, all right. She's kind of got like a stoic, sort of like serious nature about her. But the whole time I'm like,
are you talking about the fat, angry Black woman?
Yes, the whole time I'm like, and he says it for me.
Yeah,
the whole time I'm thinking like. And maybe it's just because she's standing up there with like Hiddleston. Is that his name? Fuck. Mm-hmm. He's such a good actor. But I'm like, does she just suck? Or is he just amazing that anybody he's with is going to look terrible? But she was a terrible actress. And I just kept waiting for it to get better and better. And there was even a point where like he's supposed to, you know, transfer his consciousness into like borrowing her body for a time. And I'm like, oh, is she to start being a better actor now? I don't know. And I was just like, is she just put here so that they can have like this subliminal, like, yeah, here's a Black woman putting a white man in his place. Is it that kind of like Insidious? Is it that sort of like weaved into every new storyline?
Look at that show and look at every female that Owen Wilson interacts with.
Like they're in charge and he's dumb and he has to like kiss their feet.
Yeah. And the person that's like in charge or whatever, his section, it's another, you know, female of color, I guess, for lack of a better term. And like, he is very subservient to her in like every way. The judge that when you first get introduced to him, when he goes like to save Loki, he's like, I really enjoy looking up to you like this, or it feels right, or whatever he said. That was so gross. It's just, whether it's in your face or whether it's kind of just like subliminal, it is there. And the MCU is this franchise that was built off the back of, well, I would say straight white men, but Chris Evans is in there, so I'm not sure about that one. But a franchise that built off like white men, that's how they did it. Like, that's how they did it. And now they're changing it and they're taking that name and they're trying to infuse all of this stuff in there. Why didn't you do this before? Well, it's because they were actually trying to be successful and trying to build a brand. Now that they've got everybody, now they've got all these fans, they have the market cornered. Now they're changing things. So it's like, yeah, I wondered too. I'm like, are they taking advantage? It's like, do they think this is ultimately going to tank them? Do they not care? Are they just fixated on like, nope, this is the trend now. This is all these corporations are getting behind this narrative. I don't know. Do they not care about alienating like the diehard fans? Because maybe you'll still watch anyway. Just hate watch it. I don't know. Like when it comes to Marvel, they may be so big. No one's ever too big to fail for sure, but they may be just so big right now that even if they put out something, they don't really get maybe all the audience they should have. They're still going to make money. So maybe it's worth it to them. But like for Marvel, they didn't start out at Disney. That started out, phase one completely was at Paramount.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't then until Disney bought them up. and the MCU then slowly started to change to be in line with what we see from Disney products. So it's shitty, but it's where we're at in entertainment, unfortunately. That's why, Chrissy, that's why people are watching us. That's why we have 190 people watching us, because they could just be on Netflix or on Disney Plus or whatever, but they're watching us talk about nothing because they're tired of traditional entertainment.
And also, it's like, it reminds them like, okay, you're not crazy for having these feelings. You're not alone. Yeah, watching like all your guys' channels like reminds them like, okay, all right, I'm not just like this racist, misogynist fan. Like I am genuinely concerned with like the quality of the stories here.
Yeah, I'm not just a racist, misogynist fan. I also care about these things. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
How badly or how many attempts do you think folks have made to try to like cancel you or just talk shit?
It depends. I think that like as far as like legitimately cancel, maybe like someone has to be like an actual like power level, kind of thing to actually like have any power like that, rather than just these weirdo stands on Twitter who will try to do shit or like get a tweet going viral or whatever. Maybe once, but I mean, it's not really going to matter. One thing that I thought was interesting was so much of the Gina Carano stuff I felt a little bad for, because a lot of what eventually transformed into this transphobic thing was not only her putting the pronouns in her profile picture, but also this tweet that she liked of me supporting her. People were going screenshot, look at what Gina Carano liked. She liked a tweet from this person, and used that as they were like going after her and writing these articles about her. And all I did was I made a video defending her. And I said and in my tweet, I said, these freaks with pronouns in their bios are coming after me for blank. And I felt bad about that, because that's like my words used to like try to cancel someone else. It's like, how relevant do you think we are?
I guess pretty relevant.
Yeah, and when you got people like James Mangold, in your replies, or people like Pedro Pascal in your replies, like, Pedro Pascal was like replying to a video I made trashing him for calling half Americans Yahtzees.
Whoa.
And so at some point, it's like, you guys are so hypersensitive because you shouldn't be worried about what we're saying. I'm a guy in a spare bedroom of my house, right? With a bunch of Star Wars books and posters, and I've got a $150 microphone, $75 camera. That's it. That's what I'm doing. And that's what the majority of us are doing. And you guys are making $200 million movies and throwing a fucking bitch fit on Twitter because someone said Harrison Ford looks kind of old. That's crazy to me.
But I know you guys represent the truest, probably smartest fans. And if your critique is pretty hard, then I could see where it would make them like shit their pants a little bit. Like, oh man, like I'm the face of this thing that is getting a lot of pushback, a lot of backlash. People aren't happy with it,
I think that just tells me that they are actually worried. Like, should they have a right to be worried? Maybe, but when you respond like that, you're showing everyone how much it bothers you. In the same way, like if there was like a dude with like a 100 or 200 subscriber channel that was just constantly like making videos about Chrissy, Chrissy's this, Chrissy's that, and you just went on like a tirade on Twitter.
One time I do have to cut myself off though. I'll be like, girl, you get a couple responses and you got to put the phone down. Like, I think the last one I did was like, this is why you have 0 followers.
Yeah. And that's it, right? You give like 1 or 2 shots across the bow, just like, you fucking suck. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Like that. And then you just kind of let it go, because if you do continue after it, it's like, wow, that really bothers you for someone with that kind of platform to get to continue to freak out about it. So
some days it's easier to get under my skin, but it's always more fun to be like, right, because the one person that doesn't get it, that doesn't like you, you're like, I can't stand being misunderstood. Go fuck yourself.
I have to clarify this. You're misrepresenting my argument.
I need 100% satisfaction. Do you remember what Pedro's response was?
It was, so someone had tweeted out my Someone had tweeted out my video about it. Steph, my nerdy home, tweeted it out, a video about it. And he replied to her something extremely like mocking with a bunch of like rainbows or like emojis after it. And then Geeks and Gamers picked it up on it. And Pedro literally retweeted Geeks and Gamers and was like keep after it or like something mocking like that. I don't remember the exact words, but
after it. Keep it up, boys.
Yeah, basically, yeah, like keep doing you or something.
Huh. Wow.
Where it was like during a live, he retweeted the live stream. So he was watching the live stream. He was watching the Geeks and Gamers live stream.
So by doing that, he was actually drawing more people to the live stream.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, we know a lot of people, especially with fucking freak fan bases like Pedro Pascal, because he has these stands. He has, again, these people with, pronouns in their bios, and their entire life is devoted to like a fan cam, like getting more views on their fan cam of a character who they
What's
think
a fan cam?
You know what a fan cam is?
Oh, no.
A fan cam is like these.
Is it like when they're watching eagles be like eagle eggs and eagle nest, and they're like, we're gonna tune into the camera and see how the eggs are doing?
No, it's like a little mashup of a bunch of different parts of things of a character. Let's see if I can find one.
Okay.
Fan cam. I'll see if I can find a lot of them. It started in like the what are these people, like the Japanese singers or the K-pop?
Okay, K-pop.
That's kind of like where it started. Like where they would just do little mashups. Now they'll do like a character. They'll do like an Ahsoka fan cam. So it'll be like a bunch of like 1 to 2 second clips of a character clipped together with like some music behind it. It's something that these like 15-year-olds do because they have nothing better to do with their lives. And like their whole Twitter accounts are focused on that. So they just will spam you 50, 100 times. That's Pedro Pascal's fan base. That's the Disney Star Wars fan base.
That's interesting to me. Wow. Oh, wait. Benny Canuck. Ryan bows down to King Roy. Can't be racist. Who's King Roy?
King Roy, he's talking about young Ripa's character in Mario Kart.
Oh, okay.
So every Sunday on Twitch, on the Gaming with Geeks channel, and on Young Ripa's Twitch channel, we play Mario Kart. And there's like 10 of us. We're on camera. And we just swear and we make fun of each other and we beat each other up in Mario Kart. King Roy, well, Roy is his name, is Ripa's character, who I absolutely smoked. I absolutely dominated all these guys the other day. Had 82 points and won 6 race rounds. So beat that, Benny, and King Roy. So he's just talking shit.
Wait, 10 of you, aren't there? Did there need to be like doubles of each of the characters? Because there's only one Princess Peach, there's only one Toad, only one. Are there more than 10?
There's way more than 10. Yeah, there's like 30.
What? I've played Mario Kart. All right.
Would you have a Switch?
What the hell does my boyfriend have? I think he might have a Switch. I think there's an Xbox over there.
Does he play Mario Kart?
I have. The last time I played it was with I had friends and I was actually visiting like Elijah Schaefer. We're in Texas and we played it as a group. No, Frank mostly, he's obsessed with Rust right now.
Oh, I mean, Rust can be really fun if you have a lot of time to devote to it. Does he just like find kids and just fuck with them in there?
That sounds bad. He is often if someone raids his house and takes all of his shit, he'll be like, oh, this is my first day, I'm just getting used to the game. Like he'll talk his way out of it, and then they'll be like, sorry bruh, and then they're just like, they come back and they give back all his shit, like here's this bicycle wheel I took, or whatever his equipment is. He's just I don't know, every time I look at the game, he's just like walking around with a rock, like just breaking stuff for hours. I'm like, how is this fun?
So he's always at the beginning of the game. he's always just been killed, basically.
He gets killed a lot, yeah. And then sometimes I'm watching him like, you forgot to shut your own door. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's there. I got sucked into like a YouTube rabbit hole of watching Rust videos of people just like setting traps for people or whatever. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious what you can do in that game. And people talk about, that's one of the things that pisses me off in general about whatever fandom. People are like, oh, the toxic fandom, whether you're talking about Star Wars, comic books, gaming. People like people get together and people talk shit. That's what we do. Like that's what we do on Friday Night Tights. That's what you do when you're gaming with somebody, whether you're sitting down on the couch or whether you're talking to someone in a headset from across the country. Like that's just what people do, and there's nothing like inherently bad about arguing or fights
it's
like that.
Also very much how guys bond. Like it is a inherently male thing, shit talking. Like women I don't know. I mean, I used to have female friends, right? Well, maybe we'd go get together, hang out, get nails, do brunch. Like we'll gossip about like people we know. Yeah, that's the thing is like when women do it, it's gossiping. When guys do it, it's toxic, shit talking. I don't know. We all do it.
And I think it has everything to do with people invading these spaces that don't actually care about that thing. They don't care about gaming. They don't care about Star Wars. They don't care about Marvel or DC. They want to come into this space and change it into what they want it to be.
Yes. Yeah. So, and they'll just call it problematic and they'll just try to dismantle it.
Yeah. And they try to dismantle from the inside and like change it to what they want. And I do think like there's definitely like a gender thing like involved in that. Like Lego did a study like a long time ago trying to figure out why boys like they want to get more girls playing Legos. They couldn't figure it out. They're like, we tried doing like pink and purple Legos. Maybe they like those colors, but it was just primarily boys. So they did like this study on children and how they play. And they realized that like boys will take something, like if you hand them a Batman toy, they will see themselves as Batman and they will like try to be Batman and do all these things. Whereas a lot of times if you handed a girl a Batman toy, they would try to change Batman into themselves. They would have Batman sit down at a tea party and have Batman do all these things.
They're trying to change Batman, take away his edge.
Exactly. But it's just like, that's just kind of, not all the time, obviously, but oftentimes like the difference between men and women and like how they view those things. I think it follows on and continues on with us in life.
Trying to domesticate Batman, saying you can't go out with Robin anymore on the weekends. That's when I need you here.
Exactly.
Drinking fake tea.
He's like, I can't have you going out on weekends with this 13-year-old boy in Daisy Dukes. That's not appropriate.
Like, it's a mentorship program. That is so true of comedy as well. And I think just with the explosion of social media and of course, like, cell phones, high-tech cell phones. High tech. I sound so old when I say that.
Oh my God.
But
yeah, there's no buttons on this thing.
Regular ass, not flip phones, just regular ass cell phones. The comedy is in everybody's pockets. Whereas before, you'd have to seek out comedy. You have to really be a fan. You have to do your own research. You'd have to seek out live comedy shows. But now it's in everybody's pocket. So now everyone's got a shot at shitting on it. And they're most of the time people that don't even enjoy comedy. They just like want to ruin it. They want to complain about something. And it's exactly what you're saying. Like people who don't really, they wouldn't have normally found themselves in the space. Well, now it's so easy. Anybody can get into like any space, I guess. And they're like, oh, this is wrong because you get so much attention for complaining about something and say any of the magic words, right? Like toxic masculinity or problematic or like sexist, racist. And then now that's what's going on with comedy. Like people are trying to like change it into, I guess, whatever their strengths are, make it seems like making it less funny or making the people who are committed to just being funny like, well, you're racist, so let's take them down, when really you're like, oh, are you just jealous because me or somebody is doing better than you?
Yeah, that to me, I don't know, like I don't know how people in your line of work like can even like continue right now. And I know that's one of the reasons that people are so drawn to you is because you're really like, not fuck that, I'm gonna say whatever I want and be funny, because that's what it's supposed to be about.
And also, I not that I'm like, well, okay, I hate to say like, oh, I'm nobody special. Like, I get it. Like, people like me, I have fans. Like, I'm trying not to be like so low self-esteem right now, but I do feel like it's important to be an example so that, and I even noticed it already. Like, people in my DMs or just like younger female comics that I'm starting to like have on my shows or just like work with more. It's like, yeah, if I can set a good example of not giving a shit, of being brave, of like saying the funny thing that's top of mind, like following those funny impulses instead of like constantly stifling yourself, like, oh, am I gonna get canceled, or is this group not gonna like me, am I not gonna get booked for this? It's like, no, fuck it. Like, you have to, I don't know, you gotta follow your impulses. when it comes to comedy.
Yeah, the only thing to me, the audience judges if a joke is good or bad, acceptable or not. Doesn't matter. PC, nothing. If someone doesn't laugh, that's the only joke that you should be ashamed of.
Yeah, yeah, that was like our somebody. We were on a live stream, and I think you said that, and then somebody clipped it, and I was like, "Yeah, it was such a good clip."
Oh, nice. Probably Perry Chan.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
That's a good one.
He does good stuff.
He murders me every freaking day. He puts me in a more embarrassing situation. So I can't wait for what we'll have for Friday, because I've shaved, so that was a big controversy.
Oh yes,
So,
your baby face.
Yeah, so I'm sure that'll be somehow implemented into the Friday Night Tights intro. So.
Do you know what's your take on I can't figure out Brie Larson. I'm looking at her YouTube channel. Let's see if I can bring it up. I'm like, is this her? Is this her handlers being like, okay, well, let's whatever we can throw at the wall and stick. Here's her most recent video where she is, I guess, partnering with Nissan, and she's gonna get a van, and she's all about like, oh, I'm getting a van, and then I'm like, is she just like, oh, this will make people like me? I'm gonna get a van and pimp it out. Okay, so like she's like, I've always loved vans, and I'm like, I don't quite believe it.
Let her pigtail. Why does she looks like she looks like a Jehovah's Witness or something. Maybe not Jehovah's Witness, but like one of the very very religious people that like we have to dress properly, pigtails, things like that. I don't know what's going on with her.
She's not cutting shit. Like, what was with the this is the one that I had like the biggest problem with. So she has this Legend of Zelda cookbook.
Very special moment. So I dressed
Oh my
Asian.
God, what did? Oh, she's
Zelda.
Her favorite of all time.
Form of it on every Nintendo console that's ever come out. I've just received in the mail.
So she's opening this cookbook, and so I'm going to spare you.
Zelda.
How does she know that she's opening it? Oh, is that just like?
Because it's got a rope around it. That's how she knows. Okay, so here it is. She's saying like how much she loves Zelda, like every other breath, and then the thing she actually ends up making is a drink.
Jesus.
She has this whole cookbook, and then she's like, "Oh well, I'm just gonna make this drink."
It looks really cool. It looks like a
They're like, "This is what she can do." And then when does it get particularly like?
She is so fake. My God.
Okay, yeah, here it is.
So good. This really is the enduring elixir. It's really taking me back.
This takes me back.
To all the various games, the hours and hours and hours of gameplay.
Hours.
All the various games. I won't name any.
That has been such a huge and immersive part of my life. When we first moved to LA, my mom got us a Nintendo 64.
Oh, God,
we played Zelda constantly.
Tell me if you believe this story.
So much that one day when my mom went to pick me up from school, there was a crow that was flying over us, and she reached behind her back to grab her sword, and that's when she realized that she was playing it too much and had to back off.
I guess that's her sister.
Shut the fuck
I've
up.
since gotten.
No,
Is that believable to you?
I'm almost positive Brie Larson didn't even go to school. I'm pretty sure that she was like, she didn't go to school. She was like educated on set and stuff because she's been an actor for so long.
Wow.
So I don't believe that story either way, but I don't know what the hell is going on.
Like, let's have her make a drink on a couch. So right, she's buying a van. She's making drinks. Yeah, air fryer. What else was this part? My favorite things. A lot of these videos are in no makeup, which to me is like, oh, they're trying to make her more likable, but I don't know. Oh yeah, her first live stream. She's like, now she's gaming.
But born in Sacramento, California, Brie Larson was homeschooled.
What? Oh my God, that's a bombshell. How much homeschool though?
I don't know, enough to try to hit crows with swords when you pass by random. I don't know. Like she did go to like I know she did go to like acting school types of things, but I don't know if that makes sense with what the story that she's telling. I think it's kind of bullshit, but she is I think that this YouTube channel is very much a way to fix her image in a lot of ways. I don't know how much it's helping or hurting. I do know that when she suffers for views, she does a workout video.
Yep, here we go. There's her nighttime routine, which I was like, of all these, I'm probably the most interested in that. Right, her recovery tips. Okay,
her recovery tits. Is that what you're saying? my YouTube channel's not doing so hot. I need it to recover, so let me show my tits.
Yeah, that's.
Hi. I'm training almost every day right now. It feels great. For any of you that are training.
Look at this. This is in her fucking house. Oh, this is where she does the videos over here by the blue.
Risking it all.
It's like her little studio. I think it's in a garage.
I know I've said it before. I'm saying it again.
All right. Does she get any more naked? Let's see.
She does like, I don't know. She goes from like downward facing dog to like sun. I don't know what the fuck these yoga poses are, but like pushes her tits out.
She's rolling. She's rolling out a leg. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I'll show you.
She's making something that could be very sexy, unsexy.
Stating the obvious. I'm going to start posting more.
Well,
she's talking too much. That's the problem. Oh, this is clearly her sponsor.
This is kind of expensive. It just
wrap this around and it does vibration and it heats up.
She doesn't use this thing.
Great. I can't remember what ended up in the video, but Tegan Knox uses this when she's like driving.
Someone else uses this.
And like I'm not even on like the here. Take a look at my really big feet here. I'm not even like a huge Brie Larson. Like I haven't made a ton of hate videos. Look at that pose. I haven't made like a ton of hate videos about her, I guess, just because she hasn't been super relevant when the time I've been making videos. But it's just, she's just so in general unlikable. Like this entire YouTube channel is an effort to make her more likable and try to fix her image. And it might work for some people. It's not working for me.
Which is why what you guys do is so important. And these people do flip out because they're like, oh, wow, you guys do have influence. Like what the fans think of it, right? She wouldn't have this whole YouTube channel if she was beloved.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, is that like a Brie Larson?
This one?
Is this like a music video for her?
This was a long time ago.
That was a different nose ago.
Yeah, from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. You're probably going to get copyrighted.
Really? Okay, oopsie.
Probably if you play it, yeah. But yeah, that nose looks a little different, doesn't it?
Interesting. I'll never forget when she was like doing interviews and she was with like Thor, and like the whole cast was like, I know that they have real names, not just their character names, but she was like, when she said, actually, I'm very liked, or actually something. Thank you very much. And now I say that all the time.
She's like, yeah, it's like, do you want to do your own stunts? Do you want to do your own stunts?
Yes.
And it's like, oh, and he's like, who is it? Now you just have me calling him Thor.
God, that's terrible. This is bad. There's two of them. We all know
his name.
Chris and Liam
Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth. He's like, oh, look, we got a next Tom Cruise over here, just like messing around, giving her a compliment or whatever. And she's like, excuse me, I'm not going to be the next Tom Cruise. I'm going to be the next me, or the first me. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be the first me. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And that's why she's just not likable. Her co-stars don't like her. Clearly, you could tell in all those interviews. I remember body language experts breaking down like Don Cheadle as body language next to her or something. He's also a piece of shit. But yeah,
it's like you could be such a good actor, but yeah, sometimes you can't hide your body language. Oh, from Matthew Hammond, does Brie Larson look uncomfortable with herself? Good question.
I don't think so. I think that Brie Larson is comfortable with herself. I think that she comes off so fake and artificial in those because she's not being herself. I think she's attempting to be the person that her PR team wants her to be. So that's why it comes off so like not genuine. I think she's very comfortable with who she is because she thinks she's better than everyone.
But who she is not what they can have on the YouTube channel. They'd be like, don't be yourself.
Yeah.
I think Mark Norman has a joke about that. Oh, right. And you had just done a video recently. Anthony Mackie got a ton of shit because he came out and said that Sam and Bucky like aren't gay, and like just how they turned on him so quickly. Like one day they were like, he's the Black Captain America. He's great. And he is great. He's a great actor. And then, quickly, well, now he's homophobic because he said that the two characters, like, they couldn't be gay.
Because he told the truth, right? Because he was like, no, these characters aren't gay. Sorry to burst your bubble, shippers, but no, they're not gay. And that's the thing. And it's why I say in the long run, like cancel culture, the kind of woke ideology, it's not sustainable because they'll eventually eat themselves alive. Eventually, someone will do one thing, except 1 too out of line, and then you're done. And J.K. Rowling's a great example. J.K. Rowling is a very, very far left person in a lot of the ways that she thinks, a lot of things that she writes, a lot of the ways she's retconned her views and her writing before. Be like, oh yeah, by the way, Dumbledore was gay. Didn't put him in there or anything, but he's gay, totally. The way that she's like, yeah, of course Hermione could be black, even though she wrote in her book that Hermione was pale-faced. But she steps 1 toe out of line. She believes one thing that you're not allowed to. She believes that if you're born a man, then that makes you different from someone who's born a woman.
Right. They call her a trans exclusionist, something
radical
feminist, radical turf.
A turf. Trans exclusionary, radical feminist. There's too many acronyms nowadays. But yeah, and that's the one thing. She agrees with them on everything else but that. And now she's done. She's not allowed in that space anymore. And Anthony Mackie, he brought this upon himself. He's the one who's out there advocating and saying this was so important to people because they finally got to see themselves in Captain America, because so many people can only see skin color, evidently. So when you do that, now you shouldn't be surprised when the people who only can see themselves if a character's their sexuality, when they start putting that on you and you say, nah, that's not okay. You shouldn't be surprised when they come and try to destroy you.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. It's like even the most wokest perfect. I mean, it's all a performance, right? It's like you're not gonna be able to keep that performance forever. Yeah. Benny Canuck is asking. I don't know. This is a super chat. I don't know how to bring up on the screen. Favorite fast food burger joint? God, I mean, for me, I like Shake Shack and In-N-Out are pretty decent.
Have you ever had Whataburger?
No.
So the reason he's asking that is because there's been some notorious arguments that have gone on about me and In-N-Out. I think In-N-Out's overrated. I think it's good. Like, it's good. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not worth waiting in lines for. It's not worth freaking every time you come to California have to go to it for. I think it's overrated. And so I've gotten into these big arguments with Jeremy specifically, who will literally, if he's in California, just eat In-N-Out. That's all he does all day is eat In-N-Out.
It is good, though. I like that it comes in a little paper sleeve. I don't know. It's exciting. It's like a little bit of nostalgia being there. No,
I don't care about that. I don't care about paper sleeves. I don't care about paper straws. And they do give you paper straws, so fuck In-N-Out. I think that it's good. I think it's just overrated. It's cheap, though. It is cheap. Five Guys, if I'm going to have like a burger at a fast food place like that, Five Guys would be my pick.
You can't 100%. Be homophobic. You like Five Guys.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Exactly. I'll pound Five Guys all day.
Woo! I don't think I have since college. But who knows? Ryan, you're such a joy and a delight. Where can people find you, follow you, and check out your work?
Well, you can find me at my channel, Ryan Kinel, RKOutpost. You can follow me on Twitter. I think it's at Kinel Ryan because some other piece of shit took Ryan Kinel. So, yeah, asshole. And he doesn't even use his account. That's the worst part.
That's always the case. Yeah.
Yeah. He has like 2 tweets on there. One is like, big thing is coming for me on Twitter. Nothing after that. Piece of shit. It just took my tag.
Or he's really building suspense. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But that dude sucks. Ryan Kinel from Louisiana, piece of trash. Not a good dude. You can follow me on Instagram at Ryan_Kinel. I am a part of Geeks and Gamers, so you can definitely follow Geeks and Gamers, all the different channels we have over there. I'm also on Friday Night Tights every week on Friday at around 2:30-ish Gary time, which is Pacific time, where Chrissie's on there a lot too. I think you're coming on in the next few weeks as well.
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm gonna be there July 9th.
Hell yeah, we'll be
excited.
Celebrating 4th of July. Probably. So, but yeah, that'd be fun. It was awesome having me on. Thank you so much, Chris. I'm glad I was able to make it happen.
You're a delight. Big fan of
that. Doesn't happen often. People usually don't interact with me and say that was a delight. Usually,
really,
it's, the opposite.
You're very lovable.
Well, thank you. I try.
All right, everybody follow Ryan, subscribe, all the good stuff. Ryan, thanks for coming on. I'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Bye.